There's a lot of ways to get access to the Varus here for the side of DRX. They have the ability to kind of get through that front line with the hostile takeover, potentially. They also have
they're going to have to stand around. They have no range. It's now Hype in a little bit of trouble here. Sponge making his way over. Wind does become lightning. The flash has to come out. They're going to accept that one for the moment. Towards the bottom lane, though, is Humbug. Gets some vision down. This Pillar of Flame could do a bunch of work. The hook goes wide, though. It's closer. He's going to turn up. Great handshake comes in as there's the wind wall. Sponge going to have to flash away. Lazyfield doing the same thing. And another pillar comes through, and the bailout not going to be working this time. First blood and a feat of strength going over to Hype. And another hook connects as Polo pick up the first palm of the tournament,
Recently
my friend.
teleported back to lane.
Morgan's turning up. Let's see what's going to happen here as Sponge already getting to work on these grubs. I believe the first one was taken by Humbug, and indeed it was, so it should be 2-1. No feat of strength going to be coming down. The flash forward here as the Ruthless Predator comes down. The knockup from Closer to follow up. Lazyfield's on the floor, and the Bros, they did not appreciate that game 2 loss.
Self-flashing. And that being said, you know, on the other side of the map, because of that, you know, it's a successful deny on the gank, and they get the dragon out of it. So DRX
tournament as well. Even though the top laners didn't necessarily win out, as the hook comes through from Polu, gets the knock-up onto Rich. Sorry about the caster curse. As, yeah, I think Humbug might have the damage. Does find himself the E. There's the stun, beautifully done. Sears him down. And that is a medium rare Gragas in the top lane.
Well, fortunately, though, for DRX, they already got first turret blood in the bottom side with the Ambessa push from UCal, so at least this turret going down isn't going to be the end of the world for them. And we're still waiting to...
There's not a whole lot in it. 2,000 gold might feel like a lot, but as you can see with these objectives, both team just neck and neck as far as that is concerned. Even if this dragon goes down, another objective is going to need to be taken on either side. Make this one happen. So very interesting. Can DRX find this all-in angle that they're looking for? Rich has grouped up with the rest of his team. Level 2 ulti has been secured as well.
UCal has a huge opportunity if he can get out of that side lane to make an impact here, but he's still clearing the wave, and the poke is real. They've got poke from both the Brand and that Varus.
Well, Morgan slowed down a little bit here. UCal a little bit apprehensive to follow up with his jungler. As Morgan's going to be pushed away, does have the dominance available. No flash, though, is now Rich. In that brush, does find the angle here onto Humbug. There's the knockup. Humbug getting himself out of the way, though, and he might actually be safe. Sponge cut down where he stands, and the Brand survives. Another hook is going to land there because Polo does not miss those. Morgan very, very low, though, as Lazyfield doesn't get the execution on the Rend. And now it's Hype. He has that range advantage. The Fate's Call, though, may have baited them out. Hype gets knocked up, but there's no follow-up. It's just Polu that does go down. The blinking health bars on both sides. The knock-up onto Lazyfield. That is a lot of damage there as in goes UCal. 2 locked down. Lazyfield does get the bailout. Closer utilizing that wind well so beautifully. But now, can UCal survive this? Is that the triple? Yes, it is. And DRX, they're on the board and in a big way.
A quiet early game for UCal.
No.
Oh boy.
He was on a ward.
Well, things turning up in a big way here for DRX, so the Rich committing the teleport. Those dashes. Well played, showcasing his mechanics on the champions. 3 kills for the Ambessa, 2 items online.
Absolutely massive. Pro still with a slight gold advantage, but it was really starting to look like the game was running away with the Bros. And now it's even closer than it was before. Polu possibly out of position here at the same time. The Hail of Arrows is going to slow down Sponge. He has to use the ultimate. Good handshake there from Andil. As, okay, the Herald is going to lose interest. Polu's just going to be cut down, though. That is going to be the bailout successful, but immediately it's locked up again. Lazyfield trying to find another angle here to get even more aggressive. But a 1-for-1 in the end, not going to spell out too much.
Yeah. If DRX
if it was this whole season, I still would have said 0.
Starting to look like you might have been wise to that, Atlas, to make that decision. As DRX, again, they still really want this Herald. They have Prio right now. Humbug is not able to put any damage into DRX just yet.
All right, the Lord's flank angle is looking a bit dangerous here as the Rift Arrow going to be secured by Humbug. Morgan can flash and gets on top of Lazyfield, but the Fate's Goal is pretty good. Hype untouched though until UCal gets into that back line. Still, it's going to be a flash out. Hype still in pretty good position. Humbug dealing with Rich at this point in time, but the hero that is our Lord is going to get over the wall and then back over again. UCal using all of these dashes, and it's just not going to be enough to grab the brand.
Yeah, Humbug is just so slippery this game. It's so hard to lock down that final bit of his health. His positioning has been great. He's going to be able to layer enough damage in here now, it looks like, to actually take out this Otacon. And if he actually dies there, you know, without his Leandre's damage, I don't know if they actually could take this.
And that was feats of strength as well. This is going to be Bro being able to upgrade their shoes.
Absolutely.
Some fancy Nikes now available for this squad. And looking at it, like, you can see the switch. And you can see there, the gold really did come down to a pretty nice spot. But once again, Bro have righted the ship. Might be their first dragon of the game as well. Once again, it's going to be a Mountain Soul, which is kind of nutty. I'm finding it hard to keep up with everything. Normally we've talked about which soul it is far before the dragon has in fact spawned and been killed. But there's a lot of stuff here, you know?
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah. And we've also got the buff for Otacon still for another minute, so Bro can be pretty aggressive, and I feel like that certainly suits a player like Closer, who is now going to drive Shelly into this big gun in the mid lane.
Yeah, Morgan also side laning on the top side, so this 4-1 setup here is incredibly powerful, and they have the withdraws, so I mean, they're not vulnerable for anything. They can go in.
That Chains of Corruption does come down. Turret is getting a little bit angry. Knock up onto Sponge, but not one that Closer wants to follow up on, and they'll take 2 turrets for their trouble. A third possibly going down as well if Morgan can get his minions in position, but he's not quite able to do so. The rest of Bro now just going to try and set up for a little bit of a gank brush. 30 seconds on the clock as far as that Otacon revival is concerned.
It's just a stalemate here that Bro win when the minions get here. DRX just trying to group.
Yep, Hex Flash over is great handshake for the disengage out of Andil, but in comes Morgan. He's pre-ulted as well, just trying to keep them busy. It is going to be Andil going down first up, but you can see there is a whole lot of getting sent back to the fountain here for the Bros. Hype just trying to stand in position and deliver this damage. UCal should be able to take him out though, and there it goes. That's in fact just a kill, I believe. Yeah, because Hype didn't die fast enough.
Nice behind to keep his team in this, and they are still in this, but I mean, the feats of strength did go over. This next dragon fight will be critical for DRX to try to secure a soul point here before this gets too off the rails. Cleaver done for UCal. I mean, this is maybe the best fight they're going to get for the rest of the game. And it's not looking great, but it's probably the best one.
Yep. And UCal as well, close to the highest level in the game, as you just saw, and he still has a gold lead. Even though there's been 5 kills picked up by Closer. Now Polo going aggressive once again. Lazyfield feels like he has a good angle, and in fact he does. Chains of Corruption does nothing. And the exhaust comes on through there as well. The bailout was on Lazyfield. He didn't even need it. 2 on the floor. Humbug joins this Yasuo, and down goes the Lord as well. 4 on the ground for Bro. And DRX, they're running.
Still is taken out. He put a ton of damage in there, but it wasn't enough. And DRX picking up this Baron will almost completely nullify the gold lead. It's going to be about 100, 200. That's the difference between them after this Baron is taken. 150 health. Just fantastic mechanics. Watch this again, how low he gets before he goes over the wall. Avoids the Chains of Corruption, which is really, unfortunately for Bro, a huge difference maker in this fight.
Man.
So well played by him and Andil together, and they front to back it.
Beautifully done. The year, right? This is the LCK Cup. We're not even in to like the full regular season of the LCK yet, and already emotions are this high.
Okay, flank TP.
Yeah, possible angle here as Rich is very healthy. As Morgan looking to chase after him. Can they hold him in position? That's going to be the question as the turret goes down in the mid lane.
Oh, wait. The way!
Oh, he's out of there! And the Bros are unable to stop him. He's down into the bottom lane, and he's pushing with UCal. Yeah, the rest of DRX are just going to be pushing
I think the call was probably initially, hey, Rich is a lost cause. Let's hard push mid and bottom. But then Rich gets out with the TP as well. No one can shut him down, and they get 2 turrets for it. He doesn't die, and this Baron is 4,000, the Red Bull power play here.
Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. It's 1.5 minutes left on this Baron as well, so there is a lot more time to get even more done here with this buff, and they can also utilize it to get soul point with this Mountain Drake that is up and available. Sponge already getting to work on that one. Man, This game is just completely flipped on its head. Who said that this is going to be all about snowballs?
Well,
because this one has gone both ways, like about 7 times so far this game.
Kronker has definitely said that's Challengers baby at least 3 times.
At least 3 times.
In front of the television over on the space, but look at what Hambach has in his inventory, right? He's got his ult. The only thing he really is missing, positioning really well, but he's still, you know, pushed out of these fights and isn't given the time to actually maximize his damage. They don't have a mage mid laner, so they really need him to do well. Speaking of...
Yeah, Morgan gonna have to try and protect him here as a flash forward. Great cast, but maybe he's now... No, he's not. Lazyfield is going to be able to find him. Hambach gonna go down extraordinarily low. The bailout! Is it going to be working here? And the answer is it doesn't actually have to because he doesn't even go down. Oh, never mind. The Leandri's burn will do it.
And Hambach doesn't expend his arm guard there, so he's actually still got that. He's able to realize, like, okay, I think I've done enough here. We could just get out. Even if they don't get that kill there, he's like, probably want to have that for the next objective fight. Want to make sure we can shut down DRX from getting that Mountain Soul. So makes a wise choice there, in my opinion, because I don't think they would have turned it even if he was able to go golden there. So holds on to that critical item.
All the way back towards DRX, especially with this soul point that they have up and available. With this brawly composition that's quite short range, they can utilize these shields so effectively if they do collect that Mountain Soul.
Yeah.
Not to mention the added tankiness that's just always going to be good.
Now, you know, some of the other tier 3 boots that we could see come through here, the upgraded Swifties for Hype, which will give him tons of movement speed. And okay, hold that thought.
Yeah, that's going to be Morgan taking a whole lot of damage here from Yukal, who's just not taking any damage at all. Morgan realizing that he just needs to deal with a minion wave, and he's not even going to be able to do that. And Yukal collects his 6th, undying so far today in this game.
I mean, that might just be an inhibitor to go down. Hype did get those tier 3 boots right after
Spawning.
I said that.
Man,
GA.
Rich is having a day out today.
He really is. I mean, he did since the opening event. He's been having a great time, even when he was playing Pyke bottom lane.
Yeah, good old support Rich.
And Yukal's got a GA. Getting that flash off of Brand is one of the tools gone. He still has his arm guard that I was mentioning earlier. Yukal on the flank here, looking for maybe grabbing Hambach once again, but whiffs it.
Yeah, going to be spotted out on that ward, and so Hambach knows that he can just move out of the way. And with that public execution now on cooldown, maybe the bros are going to feel like they can possibly fight. Baron has just spawned this second.
How much can Hype and Hambach get done to DRX in the neutral fight?
Oh, don't overextend, bros. Okay, they do get the vision. They know what's going on. As you can see, Morgan champing at the bit, really wants to get a fight started. The rest of DRX, they're going to peel away, look for an opportunity. Morgan going to get a hand shook here as Lazyfield getting some sticks into him. A little bit dangerous here, but he does get over the wall.
Yukal's ult's coming online fairly soon here. He's still on the flank. Catching either Hambach or Hype will be massive TP.
Oh, here's the teleport. That's a bit of a short one, but Rich gets himself into position. Hambach goes golden, but he's the jungler, and he's just going to get executed. He does a bit of damage on his way out, but that is not going to be enough, and the pro's not going to be able to stop this Baron. They might be able to deny a dragon, I guess, but even that's up in 20 seconds, and this Baron isn't going to last very long at all.
No.
The kills have been evened out, but the gold is well and truly in the advantage of DRX, and on their second...
Already lost. You have to be buying some time, or you have to be burning for some time before the fight actually goes off if you're going to be successful. They did not set that up. DRX are proactive. They pick him, and that's Baron plus Mountain Soul here. And I don't know if I can call this a close game anymore. It is looking like we are looking for DRX to close this one out. It's not over till it's
Barons,
over.
And that should be enough. And to be perfectly honest, I do not doubt them. DRX looking so strong. And, Hook going to go wide there as Rich just going to use his burly finesse to get himself out of the way. Body slam beautifully timed. They take down the turret. And the rest of DRX here towards his bottom side. Yukal in the top lane. The split is well and truly afoot.
Now, they have good wave clear. That's one thing they definitely have going for them in terms of clearing this. Hambach alone is really going to make quick work of these waves. Closer as well if he's given some time. Won't take him too long. Yukal is just going to sit over here alone and take out this turret slowly but steadily. And what they really want, the real prize is, though, an inhibitor. 80 seconds left to go. If Bro could stave the pressure off here, maybe there's a chance back into this game.
Yeah, close you can see. Going a little bit aggressive onto Rich, who has about 7 million health. So he'll be absolutely fine.
He's on that top inhibitor turret.
Yeah, that should be taken down here unless Closer can make something happen. He throws out the ulti. Morgan trying to get over there. Slices, dices, gets the stun, but it's not going to be enough. The flash out from Yukal is enough disengage. And now Rich could be in trouble, or he could just be way too tanky. Hype trying to get some damage down here. Sponge taking a little bit, but throws out the Crescent Guard. Yukal in some trouble. Great knock up here from Closer. He has to flash though to get out of the way. The pros are fighting as hard as they can, but it's just not quite enough. Lazyfield is inside the base. I don't know whether that was necessarily the right call, but it looked really cool, and inhibitors are still going down for DRX.
Yeah, it's a huge win here for DRX either way, but Bro technically survive here, as now all three inhibitors have...
But, certainly cool to have that stasis available.
It works really well with bailout too, depending on how you utilize it. Can be quite tricky. You know, your teammates do a little bit of damage for you, then you get bailed out the last possible second as soon as you come out of the arm guard. DRX, I mean, just letting the minions do the work here. I mean, we have 6 super minions spawning at a time with all these inhibitors down. Bro have great wave clear, which could buy time, but they're going to have to buy it for 3 more minutes if they're going to win this game, and it's just so difficult to see it.
Yeah, Humbug is really going to have to make this wave clear work for them. And he's Brand, so it's pretty good, to be honest.
It's working okay so far.
Yeah, these Nexus turrets have not taken a lot of damage. Still, Rich is looking for that opportunity. The flash out from Hype has to be invested. Chains of Corruption will be the trade. It's a decent hook. And Rich taking a lot here, but are they actually able to kill him? That's the question. The overextension from Humbug says no. Oh, never mind. He flashes away and he may actually live, because of course they have no range to speak of.
Yeah, I mean,
a few barrels flying around.
They got to clear these super minions though. And I mean, the Nexus turret's still alive. Here comes the next wave. It's only 1 here in the mid lane. Humbug living is so huge because now he can clear this. Yeah. And they live to tell the story of
what's down for like 2 minutes. And the Baron is going to be up again in 30 seconds time. So I just don't know whether you're going to be able to survive with all of these supers just parading into your base.
And DRX's Team Elder, Atlas.
It's kind of crazy as the ulti catches him. And once again, Humbug is just on the floor. That broken arm guard looking at him just sadly from his inventory. And that will spell a Baron right on the spawn. And DRX, I think, might be able to end it here. The third Baron is the charm.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're Team Elder, but they've been doing
but they probably will. I think, you know, with the fact that Elder was put into the game to stop these sorts of situations from happening, means that I don't think that there's going to be much of a chance, especially with these 3 inhibitors still down.
Like, how good is Brand's wave clear? Let's really find out.
Yeah. I think not good enough, especially when he cannot stay alive when any of the members of DRX look at him.
The inhibitors will respawn in about 30 seconds here, but I think that's just enough time for DRX to get these waves going, and the super minions are still already up here in all 3 lanes, so they're not just going to disappear.
Yeah, well, Rich is going to find an angle. That's a beautiful cast. Polo trying to get out, but once again, Humbug is just left to the wolves. Another hostile takeover is decent, but Polo's eaten by a dragon. Lazyfield is dancing around the battlefield, and his dragon is hungry, and it's hungry for the first match win of the LCK Cup for DRX. Teddy was unwell today. Lazyfield played in Challenger yesterday, picked up player of the match, and he may do it again here as DRX take down the